This video is for February 4th, and it's the second in a series of two for a message to the President and Congress of the United States. Welcome to yes2hellwith.com. Enforcement begins where proof should begin, and the burden is shifted to the individual to disprove a liability that was never lawfully established in the first place. At the same time, those same AI analyses also expose a deeper and more uncomfortable truth. The system prevails out of necessity, not legitimacy. It prevails because it must. It prevails because it always has. Continuity is preserved not because jurisdiction is cleanly proven in each case, but because disruption is intolerable to institutions dependent upon uninterrupted revenue. In other words, the system survives not by truth, but by inertia. And inertia is sustained through fear. This is truly, truly regrettable in the United States of America. I will speak candidly because I lost everything: family, home, children, livelihood, because the federal government needed to keep Americans fearful and compliant. This truth gave rise to what is now known as the Liberty Dialogues. The Liberty Dialogues is a series that is not a protest or a reflection of a protest movement. It is not about tax evasion. It is not defiance of lawful authority. It is a comprehensive documented framework designed to restore the proper constitutional order of governance. Authority must be identified first. Jurisdiction must be established second. An obligation may arise only afterward, if at all. Where Congress has done this properly through legitimate excise taxes tied to voluntary federal activity, the law functions cleanly. Where Congress has not, enforcement fills the void with presumption, and prosecution becomes the mechanism for enforcing silence. For more than a century, this presumptive model has held the American people in a stranglehold, in prison. Generations have been conditioned to believe they are obligated to the tax system by their mere existence alone, governed by implication and subject to punishment, without the federal government establishing proof. Fear has replaced clarity. Compliance has replaced consent. Congress is not innocent in this regard. Rather, Congress is guilty. Congress is complicit by allowing laws in America, especially tax laws, to be written and maintained in vague, open-ended language that predictably invites presumption. Either Congress knows the obligation is being enforced against Americans without clearly established federal jurisdiction and allows it to continue, or Congress does not understand how its own statutes are being applied. Both possibilities are contemptible and certainly unacceptable. And all Congress men and women and senators should be terminated without question if they are deemed guilty of this scheme. If those in Congress know and remain silent, they are complicit in fraud by omission. They have no business holding office and representing people. If those in Congress do not know of this fraud, they have no business holding office. Ambiguity that predictably produces coercion is not a neutral position. It is culpable. The Liberty Dialogues expose this system conclusively, not through ideology, not through slogans, but through statute, definition, jurisdiction, and record. These works are not meant to inflame. They are meant to end a lie, the grand lie, the pervasive lie that continues to this day. They are meant to liberate the American people once and for all, and they will. The Liberty Dialogues are and will be the books read around the world because they articulate what millions already know intuitively but have never seen demonstrated with precision. And that is that the federal power in America has expanded not through lawful definition, but through unchallenged assumption and massive and coercive fraud. This message is not a threat. It is a demand for accountability to Congress, Understand and comply with your limited authority and jurisdiction. State all taxable classes openly or accept responsibility for the abuse that follows your ambiguity. To the executive office, restraint is not weakness. Prosecuting Americans to maintain fear and compliance is not justice. It is coercion. Your duty is to execute the law faithfully, not to preserve your silence while authority has not been proven. I'm not asking for permission. I'm not asking for mercy or seeking mercy. I am stating plainly that the truth is already out and it will not be put back into the shadows. Lawful authority does not and should not fear examination. Truth does not fear definition. And a just government does not need to employ fear in order to function. The century-long reliance on presumption ends when it is exposed. That process has begun. The American people demand it, and they deserve no less. And as always, may truth reign supreme.